Welcome back to the Divine Intervention mini-series Truth Talks. Today's episode is all about self-love. Now, this is a really interesting topic because I myself find even posting this and sharing this with you makes me feel really vulnerable, and it scares me a little, and that's a good thing. It's good to feel vulnerable. It's good to do things that sometimes make you feel a little uncomfortable, because that's how you push past them. That's how you work through them. Now, I'm all about that self-love train. I'm on the self-love train, right? And I love talking about self-love. I love embracing love. I live life from, a point of love. That's how I like to experience love. I like to see things from love. I like to come from love. I like to give love. I love to receive love. I express love in various different ways, and I tend to use all 5 love languages as well to express love. And I just really love embracing love. But sometimes, you can be positive, you can be happy, you can try to fill yourself up, you can express love, you can, love yourself, and you still come up with those things that make you feel uncomfortable. And that's okay. We are normal and we are human, and although we are spiritual beings, we are living in this physical reality right now. And with that comes the human experience. And the human experience, what it does to us sometimes is it blurs our focus, it blurs our lenses, and it makes us question things and want to fit into certain molds, and we are in a certain environment, especially those who live, in countries in the Western world, where we are exposed to so many truths that aren't really the truth, but that make us feel that we should be a certain way, or that we should, express ourselves in a certain way, or that we should look a certain way. And sometimes, you find conflicting views with how your spirit feels and how, you as a human feel. And what I want to talk about today is I want to talk about something that makes me feel really vulnerable. And I want to share that with you to show you that we all have things that we have to work through, but it's okay. It's okay to deal with it. Now, for me personally, before I talk about, how to love yourself, I want to talk about something that has bothered me basically my entire life. And I still find myself thinking about it and thinking about it too much. And that is, if I'm talking about myself physically, I've worked on the emotional stuff. I've worked on, my emotions. I've worked on my intelligence. I've worked on my behavior, the type of person I want to be. I've worked on all that. I became vegan because I wanted to care about animals, and I wanted to care about the planet, and I wanted to care about humanity. I work out because I wanted to be physically fit, and I wanted to care for my body and nourish my body. I tried to, I've become a lot kinder and less angry and more forgiving and more loving and nurturing to myself. I practice yoga, I meditate, I do all of those things. So I've done whatever I could possibly do, and I am still working on that, to make sure that I love myself, and I show others how to love me by loving myself. That's another important thing. And the other thing I would say before I get into the part that makes me feel uncomfortable is I would say my biggest lesson when it comes to self-love is make friends with yourself. It's honestly that simple. Be your own friend. And that you're taken back by that, because you're just like, but gee, what do you mean by that? How can I be my own friend? Love yourself the way you would want your best friend to love you. Right? Honestly, like that. Like, be your own friend. Enjoy your own company. Go on solo dates. I love doing that. I love going, to a cafe, or I love, going to the movies, or doing something alone that makes me feel really fulfilled. Date yourself, nourish yourself, care for yourself, love yourself, be your own friend, enjoy your own company. And we talked about that in the other episode, in mindfulness episode, right? And it's important to love yourself and to enjoy and embrace your own time. Enjoy and embrace your solitude, right? So be your own friend. That's my number one takeaway from this video. Be your own friend. Okay, so something that makes me feel very uncomfortable and vulnerable and exposed when it comes to my physical experience. Now, I really do love myself, and I embrace who I am, and I'm confident, and I'm very energetic and full of life all the time. But I've always had an issue with my nose. Right? Always, because, you know, it was one person maybe, I don't know, when in high school that said one thing to me and it always stuck on me. And you're just like, oh, but that's so silly. And every time I say that to someone, they'll be like, what are you talking about? And it's easy for me to say that. It's easy to be like, you know, honestly, it doesn't really matter. But it's made me feel uncomfortable. It's made me feel vulnerable. And there's all of these things that everyone's just like, well, if you don't like it, just get a nose job. But that doesn't solve the issue. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be that person. And I'm not saying that that's not a possibility later on in life. Maybe that is. But for me right now, it's something that makes me feel really uncomfortable. I feel that I have a big nose. Now, it may be in proportion to my face, but it's something I've had to work through. Now, why it's important that I bring this up is because when I spend time focusing on something I don't like about myself, my awareness and my attention goes there, which means my awareness and attention is not on the things that I want to manifest, and not on my goals, is not on the reality that I want to bring forth. It's on something that I dislike, attracting more things that I don't like, attracting more vulnerabilities, attracting more, you know, fear, attracting, you know, more criticism, self-criticism. That's what I'm attracting because I'm focusing on something that makes me feel uncomfortable. And I need to learn to embrace it. I need to learn to love it. Now I'm going to show you my profile, and that's what I don't like. Like front on, I'm cool. Like, yeah, go. And even like my side view, I'm cool. But as soon as I go on my profile, I feel really uncomfortable. So I'm going to do a little twist and turn so you can see what I'm talking about. And again, this is making me feel real uncomfortable, but we're getting real here, right? We need to learn something. We need to take it away, and we need to embrace the things that we don't truly love about ourselves and learn to love them. All right, ready? All right, so that's my side view. Again, it's not the worst thing in the world, all right? But for me, it just makes me feel super uncomfortable. And I have learnt to deal with it. I work on it, and it's something that I actually work on daily, right? I work on it daily, and I'm just like, gee, you're beautiful. All right. And sometimes I ask the universe for support, for guidance. And it's not because I need compliments and I need any of those things. I don't. But I need to learn how to love who I am as I am all the time. And it happened, I think, a week ago where I was speaking to a class of grade 3-4s, and they're about 8 to 10 years old. And I had one little girl, she had to pick me up from the office because I was a guest speaker, and she's like, are you the guest speaker? And I was like, yeah, and she's like, follow me. She stopped what she was doing, like she stopped walking, she looks at me and she goes, wow, you're so pretty. And I was just like, whoa, you know, like this is a little 8-year-old girl. She was so cute, so beautiful, and she didn't have to say that, and she just stopped and she just saw my soul, right? And it was something that I didn't forget, and I said thank you to the universe, and I said thank you to God for allowing me to see the beauty in myself, all right? Because she was like a little version of me. Like that's how I felt. I felt I was seeing my childhood, and I was seeing, you know, the 8-year-old G saying, G, you're beautiful, it's fine, you know, let go of all those issues. And then at the end of the talk, you know, lots of kids said lots of things to me, but one that I didn't forget, a little boy comes up to me and he goes, I'll never forget you. You're in my soul. And I thought, again, wow, like that's what I mean. Kids see you for who you are, not for what you look like, not for how you smell, not for your appearance, not for what brands you're wearing. They see your soul. Right? And I need to start recognizing my soul. My soul is pure. My soul is loving. My soul is kind. And as long as I focus on that, and that's what I'm projecting, then that's what people will observe in me. Right? They will see me as beautiful because I am beautiful. All right? You are not your physical body. This is temporary. This is just, you know, the shell that we have chosen to experience this physical reality in. All right? You are much deeper than that. Now, I want to read a quote from the self-proclaimed but very worthy title holder, Mr. Self-Love, my beautiful friend Armin Anderson. I'm going to read you something. He's all about self-love, and he posted something recently that I would really like to share with you because it's absolutely incredible, and I think that it really sums up what it means to love yourself fully and completely all the time. Okay, it says, to love yourself is to be in awe of the miracle of your existence. It is to accept yourself as you are, the light parts and the dark, the good and the bad, while knowing that the real you is above the perceived dualities of the physical realm. It is to be willing to receive as much as you're willing to give, and to do both equally. It is knowing your values and your boundaries and honoring them. It is about teaching others how to treat you by showing them how you treat yourself. It is about being kind to yourself. It is about looking after your mind, your body, and your spirit, all three. It is about knowing you are worth it, not because of what you have achieved or what you look like or what others think of you, but because love is your birthright no matter what. One of my favorite quotes of all time is, I come from love and to love I shall return. All right. I am a beam of light. I am love. All right. I am the physical form of love. So as long as I'm expressing love to myself and to others and to the world, then all I will attract and all I will receive will be love, because that is my mirror. That is my reflection. So when I look in the mirror today, when I look in the mirror tomorrow, when I look in the mirror for the rest of my life, I'm going to be like, I love you, G. I love you, Grigoria. I love you. And I do. I truly mean those words, because to love ourselves is to feel whole, is to feel fulfilled, is to feel complete. All right. Now that to me is the ultimate goal. People are like, what is your goal in life? And I'm just like, to learn how to love deeper. That is honestly my goal in life, is how can I love more? And I always do this, especially when I'm triggered by things, you know, when I have an argument with my sister, when someone on the road annoys me, or I get frustrated, or something's not working out, I stop and I pause and I think, how can I love more? Right? And then I move forward with that in mind. How can I love more? And sometimes it's to retreat and it's to focus on myself. It's to go and, you know, do a yoga session. It's to meditate for 5 minutes. It's to make a cup of tea. It's to make my favorite food. All right? Whatever it is, how can I love myself more? How can I take away the pressures? Because pressures don't really exist. Fear isn't real. There are no expectations. I get to control what I want to experience. I get to control my reality. I get to create it. All right. And I want to create a loving reality. I want to create a reality of people who love themselves. And the only way I can show you how to love yourself is by loving myself. That is the only way. I cannot force you to love yourself, but I can show you how it's done. And I can show you how it's done by loving myself. All right, so my takeaway for today is make friends with yourself. Please let me know how you're going to make friends with yourself. And I'll see you on the next episode of Truth Talks. Do you want to use divine intervention to unlock the gateway to the unlimited potential that's waiting for you in your life and business? Do you want to use your own divine power to create the life you have always dreamed of? I want to help you tap into your own power. I want you to see in yourself what I see in you, a light beam, an intuitive hustler, an all-encompassing co-creator. Divine Intervention is a 6-week group coaching program designed to take your ideas out of your head and into your heart and create a business and a life with soul. Not only do you have access to 5 coaching modules, you'll also receive a live group coaching session in week 6. And I'll also be available and at your disposal throughout the 6 weeks for additional coaching and soul work. The first round of Divine Intervention starts April 3rd, and all the details are on my website. If you feel connected to this program, if you feel connected to me as your coach, I implore you to spend some time on my site and let your intuition guide you. The cart is officially open, and for this first round, you'll save $457 when you sign up. I love you all, and for those of you joining me, I can't wait to get started.